Real simple installation of a Scangauge E in a 2005 Mustang. This car has an aftermarket stereo. So below the aftermarket Pioneer, there's the cubby here. And a little hole has been drilled in the back of the plastic cubby for the cabling for the Scangauge. This is the Scangauge E, so this is the smaller one. And that's going to fit right there. We'll run the cable through, connect it to the port underneath. So for the Mustang, it's real accessible. And then we'll run that through, set it up, and go from there. And you don't need to take these wings off on either side of the console. It's not that big a deal if you do. It's a few screws. The centerpiece comes out here, the boot comes off, and then these wings just pop off. But you don't need to for this. Just ran an old coat hanger through, taped it off, pulled the end of that through, and that cable goes down there. The OBD2 port, the diagnostic port on here, is right there. So we'll plug it in, use some twist ties to hold this up, and then plug in the small Scangauge. And this is all set up. Really easy to do. Anybody can do this. That just plugs in there. The cable is tucked under, and the Scangauge is sitting nice and neat in the center stack. So let's set this up. And there's all kinds of cool things that this display can show you. Getting kind of washed out here, but you can swing through miles per gallon, to engine load, to RPMs, to your carbon footprint, to your average miles per gallon. It also displays it on the left in a graphic. And you can change your back colors as well. This is just on bright white. So I can try to drop that back a little bit. Maybe display this a little bit better. It's a cool little unit. Just going through the colors here, it's kind of neat. Blue, green, red, violet, amber, back to light blue. And then you can design your own colors by mixing and matching. Blue's kind of cool. I like the red too. Green would match the main dash lights. This car does not have the upgrade package, so the My color is not an option, so it's just standard green, so green would match. Just a lot of neat things you can do with it. Installation, again, very simple. Back to the gauge. The top one here changes your top gauge, miles per gallon, miles per hour, RPM. We're sitting here at idle, 776, 772, and that guy's sitting right about there. So the top button is your top readout, the bottom button is your bottom readout. I like to keep miles per gallon on the bottom. I had this gauge in another car for a while and just swapped it over. So even though there's your volts, even though it's kind of redundant, I like to have the tach on the top. The load is kind of interesting as well. If you're really punching up a hill or really opening it up a little bit, you can see how much drain you're pulling on your resources. So I'm going to leave that at RPM, leave the bottom at miles per gallon, and we're good to go. This car is a 4-liter, it's just the 6. And the way you set this up is you go through the liter size and you crank in what you've got. So it's a fun little device. Thanks for taking a look.